everybody, welcome to the Reseller Stew. We hope you hungry for some information. So we got our friends here, April and Jenny and Margaret and Robin, and we're ready to get started. I'm so excited for the first episode. If you have any questions over in the chat, just put big bold question, and if you have any questions about us or our businesses, today we're just going to be doing introductions so you can kind of get to know us, since there's some familiar faces and not so familiar faces. But how's everybody doing today?
Doing good, doing good. A little bit busy this morning, but that's always a good sign. It's good to be busy.
I was on the phone all morning, so I started everything late. I think everybody thought I was sleeping. But I wasn't sleeping. I was talking to important people.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is basically, like I said, just kind of get ourselves introduced, and so I guess I'll start. I think I always assume that everybody just knows who I am, and I'm not saying that like in a hot-headed kind of way, just like I feel like I'm all over the place sometimes, so that everybody should just kind of know who I am. But if you're not familiar with me, I've had my you should be. No, I had my I've had my eBay business for 4 years now. I just had my 4-year anniversary, where I went back and found my first listing. That was like my business listing. When I had decided I'm gonna start this business.
You showed me that the other day.
Yeah, and it had this pretty butterfly template, and the description was like 3 paragraphs long.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't do that anymore. But
management.
Yeah. So I started doing business like eBay, for business minded. About four years ago, almost 4 years ago exactly. I know the very first thing that I actually sold on eBay for profit was a Digicomp computer. I guess if you ever see anything that says computer and it was made in the 60s, you buy it. And so it actually said it was called a Digicomp personal computer, and it was like these pieces of stuff you put together, and it calculated things, I guess. I got it for $1 at a garage sale, and I sold it for like $120.
Nice.
And I was like, cool. So it kind of put me in the mind frame that I could sell things on eBay, but I didn't very much until my daughter was born that following year after I sold the little computer thing, and I basically got into selling coupons that I was getting out of the recycling bin from my apartment complex, and that's where the Pinching Pesos name came from. I actually had a blog. I thought I was going to be the saving blogger. I'm not consistent with anything, so I think I made like 6 posts, and that was it. But I did sell the coupons, and I was doing that for a little while, and then basically I had started reading up on, I had found a blog and started reading up on selling things on eBay because I was like, I need to make some money, and basically read everything I could and made some notes and went out and bought something and sold it, and that's what got it all started, was a pair of Danskos, pink ones, and here I am. So, Robin?
Yeah.
Do you
It's my turn?
About yourself? Yeah.
Hi, my name's Robin. My screen name or whatever name, my internet persona name is PinkKneesPickings. Making fun of my last name. Just for those who are like, well, that's a weird name. My last name is Pinckney, so. But anyway, I started selling on eBay, which I do mostly. I do Poshmark as well, but I just started that like maybe a month and a half ago. But I started selling on eBay. I sold my first thing almost 2 years ago, December 31st, almost 2 years ago, coming up. 2nd year anniversary coming up. The first thing I sold, I think, was a sheet or a pillowcase, some kind of linen something. I started selling on eBay because I was pregnant and I was trying to look for a hobby that would be a productive hobby that was kind of supplementing the fact that I was no longer going to be working outside of the home. So I started doing extreme couponing. That was the first thing I started to do. And then I was watching YouTube videos about couponing, and this guy, his name is The Green Cabbie, mentioned that he bought and resold used bed sheets and linens and stuff from Goodwill. And I just thought that was the weirdest thing. And he said, yeah, you just go and you buy them for a couple dollars, and then you can sell them for like, 15 up to 30, even more depending on the children's character that's on them or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I can just try it for a couple of dollars. I mean, why not? So
I think it's so funny when we get started that our barrier to entry is so low. Like, we're like, oh, I could buy something for 50 cents and sell it for $5 or $10, and I'm totally winning.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because now, like, I think that my average sale price now on everything is $38 and above or something like that. Whereas when I first started, it was like, you mean I can make a couple dollars?
I was the same way. I remember when I was making my little business plan, I was like, as long as I triple my money, like, if I buy it for $1 and I can sell it for $5 and I made $3, then boom, bam, good business.
Yeah, I know, right? So then I actually started Poshmark, which was, I've been kind of considering maybe I should do some Amazon, maybe I don't want to do Amazon. Retail arbitrage is just like not even slightly interesting to me, and I know that, Deb gets a lot of stuff, that's for Amazon that's not retail arbitrage per se that you get from thrift stores and stuff, right?
Yeah, I 99% of the stuff that I have at Amazon is all from the thrift store.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't have that around the place where I live. I can't find stuff for Amazon at my thrift stores, and so it just goes to show, the things that you can find in one place is not going to be the same things you find in others. As a matter of fact, I just recently relocated from one state to like 2 states over, and I had to redo my entire everything I understood about my inventory because the stuff that I was finding where I used to live was non-existent here. So I had to think, okay, well, what's available, and really, focus on relearning my inventory and what to pick up. I knew nothing about shoes about 8 months ago. You can ask me just about anything in regards to shoes now, and it's like, oh, okay, and I could talk for hours just about shoes.
But not today.
But not today. And then Poshmark I started a couple months ago. And
and I think that's really interesting, and I think in the future we'll talk a lot about Poshmark, because I think you're the only person I know that.
Cool.
I don't know if any other. I didn't talk to Jeni or April about that if they sell on Poshmark, but I think you're the only person I've heard.
I sell on Poshmark.
You do, Jeni?
Yeah, I sell on Poshmark.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. I've never heard. I never even looked at it because I don't sell clothes. So, but yeah, I think we should probably talk about that sometime in the future about it, because I'm not familiar with it at all.
Cool. We definitely can do that. Did I cover my intro?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Margaret, how about you? How'd you get started, and what did you first sell, and what do you do?
Hi. So I got started about 2 years ago. Hey, how's it going? Excuse me. Yeah, I got started about 2 years ago, sort of in a sad way. My grandmother passed away, and she had a lot of really cool collectibles that we didn't just want to donate or put in a garage sale. So I also, around that same time, had stopped working. I was an elementary school teacher, and so I started reselling at that time my grandmother's things, and then slowly started seeing that this was something I could do to bring in extra income at home. So it just sort of snowballed and started going to garage sales and thrift stores and selling on. I sell a lot on Etsy, and then I started there, and then I went to eBay. So I'm on Etsy, eBay, and Amazon, and then local stuff. So
Awesome. And so you said you're doing it full time now, or you still do something else?
no, yeah, this is. I mean, other than being a mom and like.
Oh, that being a mom.
And
That doesn't take any time at all. That's the easiest stuff. And I don't even know why you brought that up. I mean,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's nice for me. I'm not full. I mean, I guess I'm not full time. It's the only thing I do to bring in income. But you know, I like the flexibility that I can go volunteer after kids' school or take my mom if she has to go to the doctor or she needs help. It's really a good flexibility.
I do this. I mean, I make money obviously, but I do the same thing. My motivation to do eBay and Amazon, because sometimes I do think like, it would be really nice just to kind of have a regular schedule and know on Friday I'm getting a check, But it's the flexibility for me that I have so many things that I get called to do during the day that there's just no way I would get fired.
Right.
There's just no way I would be able to do all those things with a regular job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last year I taught, she knew I was leaving, but I just kept apologizing because my kids, kept getting sick a lot, and so I missed so many days, and that was the year my sister had her baby, and there was a ton of complications. She was hospitalized, and my grandmother ended up passing away that year, and I must have missed, I don't know how many days, and it was just like, one of the, like...
I mean, well, we are the kind of we're the support for our families, and when things happen, we're the number one person that gets called to do them. There's not really somebody else. That's our job. So it's really hard, like when you're a mom, because that's your job.
Yeah.
And then you have a job.
Yeah.
And then you're like, so like, no, I already have a job.
Right?
Like,
yeah, that was tough. Like having to make that call. Like, okay, I have to go take care of my kid, but my job is mad and.
Yeah, how do you pick? It's like, how do you pick? I think that's awesome that we all kind of have that flexibility in our businesses that we can, because it's hard to pick, to sit there and go, okay, I really need to stay here today, but I really need to go get my kid, and
Sadly, well, not sadly, but sadly for my job, my kids always came first. I'm like, sorry, dock my pay.
Peace out. You guys just learn amongst yourselves. I'll be back.
I mean, it's sad, but yeah, it's true. So.
Awesome. Jeni?
Hello. My name is Jennifer. My name is Jennifer. I go by Jeni Beni. And I've been reselling for about 6 years now. 3 years part-time, about 3 years full-time. And it actually happened accidentally. I had the day off at work, and I had a phone call from one of my coworkers, and they're like, they just cut the whole department.
Oh.
I'm like, no way. And so I dressed up the next day, went in and said goodbye to everyone, and just went full-time. It was either go full-time reselling or look for another job. And so I just decided to stay with reselling because I love it, and it's fun. And I sell, so far I sell on eBay. I have a list of places that I sell. I sell on eBay, Amazon, Poshmark. I sell on Bonanza. People don't believe it, but it worked.
Bonanza, yeah.
Craigslist, OfferUp, Instagram, Facebook, and at the flea market.
Sweet.
And
Girl,
it depends on
breath you go.
Well, it depends on the timing, like of the year, what's going on. If there's an event and I know there's going to be a lot of people, like a flea market, then I'll get a space there. And usually the stuff I sell at the flea market is stuff I haven't listed yet, because if I already took the time to list it, I'm not going to sell it at the flea market. People online tend to pay more than people in person, in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
You take a nickel.
So exactly.
I got 2 nickel. I got quarter. You want to take a quarter?
And so that's basically what I do. Whatever is convenient at the time, that's how I'll resell my item. And Robin said she does not like retail arbitrage. I love it. I think it's fun. To me, it's just like thrifting because it's like, oh, is this one gonna be it?
To
So
me, it's like this
I like it.
constant search, like, because you don't know. You never. The thing about retail arbitrage is you never really
True.
know which one of those items on the shelf is going to be the bing, 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 you know. And
Right.
so you have to scan them all. And so, like, if you go to thrift store or you go garage sale or you can kind of eyeball it and go, okay, that thing and that thing. But retail arbitrage was like you had to scan them all, and I don't want to do that. That's boring. Robin, you thought it was boring too, right?
Yeah, and I don't think my 2-year-old would stay still long enough for me to scan everything on the shelf.
And I know, April, you thought the same thing. It was boring for you too, right? And all right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think Jenny's the only one. She's like, oh, let me scan.
Yeah.
She's rolling in that dough on Amazon, though, with that retail arbitrage.
Yeah, Amazon. Actually, you know what? Facebook has been a good place for me, and I just joined Facebook within the last year, November of last year, actually. But it ended up being a good thing for me. Man, make
I've
a lot of
sold
money
quite a
on
few
there.
things on Facebook, too. You mentioned a couple of other things that you mentioned, and I was like, yeah, I sell on Facebook, and I've started doing the Instagram thing, and I've been, kind of playing around with a few different things. So, yeah.
I set up an Instagram with the intentions of selling things on Instagram, but, I mean, ain't nobody trying to buy a coffee filter thing anyway off of Instagram.
Right. Well, that's true.
Because at the particular time that I was setting it up, my business was mostly parts, and I'm like, I have nothing interesting to sell on Instagram. What am I going to put on there? But
Yeah.
I put an Orvis duffel bag. It was a rolling Orvis duffel bag up on Instagram the other day. My brother-in-law was trying to be like, don't sell it to nobody else. I'm like laying claim to my inventory.
First
So you
come,
wanna pay-
first serve.
yeah. Yeah, I need to learn that. I need to learn Instagram. That's something I'd really like to learn. Because now I got more interesting stuff. Now I have something that I can post and say, this is cool. But yeah, it doesn't work for I think all things. So, but
With Instagram, I think you need to be consistent, or else people lose interest. So unless you're like constantly posting pictures, people start to dwindle off. And
do you mix it up like
go
where
other
you
places.
post regular things and then you post sell things, or are they always things for sale?
I mix it up. Because I'll post jokes and stuff like that, and I want people, to, if they're looking for a funny meme or something, they find me, and then they'll see that nice dress and be like, oh.
Like, that's
You guys
funny
want it.
and fashionable.
Right.
I like this.
Hey, I tried it.
That's awesome. I think you got your finger in all the cookie jars, basically. You got your hand in all the cookie jars.
I'm trying.
April?
I really don't want to go behind Jeni. This is like all bad.
April's like, I sell some stuff. Bye.
I started selling about 2 years ago as well. February will be my 2-year anniversary. I was pregnant at the time, and my full-time income honestly just wasn't cutting it. When I first started, I was actually with my daughter's father, but then I ended up getting rid of him. It happens. And so I really had to come up with a way to make money in order to support the now 2 kids that I have on my own. So I got serious about my eBay business and did all the things that people usually do when they decide to get serious about this business. Watching YouTube videos, kind of doing my research basically. Currently, I sell on eBay. I sell on Amazon. I do a little selling locally. But I also work as a personal shopper here locally. I have some friends who are attorneys. Well, I have one girl in Baltimore as well, but I have a handful of personal shopping clients, and that's super, super fun. I've only been selling on Amazon a couple of months, so I'm not terribly good at it. I don't always know what I'm doing, but I am learning. I'm not losing money. So
Yes, you do. I taught you everything I know.
You did teach me a lot. You did teach me a lot. But eBay is absolutely my primary selling platform, and I do pretty well on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Pays the bills. That's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Okay, so we have some questions from the audience, and Thrifty Treasures Jenny wanted to know what Facebook groups are you selling in? Like, are they local?
They're local they're local Facebook groups. They seem to do the best. It's kind of like offer up from Craigslist. You post it, and someone close by wants to come pick it up. You know, they want to look at it, negotiate with you, and all that. So
there's groups
local Facebook
for
groups.
Different locations that'll say like your city name and then yard sale, or your city name and the mom group, or stuff like that.
We have a ton here in Austin. I don't have a lot of success selling on Facebook, even when I try to sell just personal items. But I have no success at all trying to resell items. Like, people, I'm surprised I'm even in business. I don't even know what I'm doing here, because apparently I don't know how to sell things. People don't like my stuff. They like.
Do some of your Facebook groups also, because some of ours like branched off and went onto the garage sale. Do you guys have that garage sale?
We have that.
I've looked at it, but
because
I haven't done anything with
like
it.
the main one I do. I mean, I know there's some on Facebook, but like I have more success on garage sale. There's one here called Bay Area Mommy Market, so it's mostly just moms are supposed to be, and so but it's like that. Local.
I've never looked at it. I think I got an email. That's a lie. I was about to just say a whole lie. I've never looked at it, but I got an email from when I signed up. How is that even possible? I apparently had looked at it before. I think somebody mentioned it, but I don't remember looking at it, because I got an email from them saying something about, like, we're available in your area or something along those lines, but I never did look at it.
Yeah.
There's a ton of Facebook groups around here. I mean, there's a lot. It's basically broken down by neighborhood at this point. It's like South Austin, North Austin, Northwest Austin, and surrounding areas, and Cedar Park, Round Rock, and it's just everybody's. It's a lot of groups, which kind of makes it hard though when you're trying to buy something, because then people post it on multiple things, and you're the first person on one group, but then you're like the 20th person on the other group, and you're like, did I win or not?
Mm-hmm.
You know. I had a question for Jenny, and I forgot what it was.
Well, I joined all of our local groups. Mm-hmm.
No, it was about tips for selling on Facebook, because I'm not very successful at it at all. Do you have any, like...
Well, I guess my first tip would be I joined all the local Facebook groups, and I unfollow so I don't get all the notifications. And I guess the best tip would be to have all the information up front on the first description. You know, so people don't have to ask you, if I have a medium dog cage, well, how many inches is it? How many pounds can the dog be? I just put it all the first time that I post it so they can see up front what it is.
Kind of like an eBay.
And that's it.
Kind of like an eBay description.
Kind of. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, every time I've tried, I posted some shoes. I posted some Nike winter boots that I thought, I could just offload here locally. And people are, they're like, oh, do you still have those? And I'm like, yes. And then they don't, come and get them. I'm like, were you just curious if I still had it around or what? But, and then Sean Cool Toads was asking, what's the biggest obstacle you had to face so far in reselling?
Relocation.
Oh,
relearning everything in regards to what I was picking up to resell. That was insane.
Yeah, Robin, you did a complete business transformation. You didn't just move, you changed your entire product focus.
Exactly. That was the biggest thing for me. But
Margaret, what about you?
I guess it's just time management, that's the whole thing with the scheduling.
Yeah.
Sitting down and saying, I'm listing this many things today, or I'm taking this many pictures, but then that phone rings and, hey, Margaret, want to come have lunch?
I think that's my biggest obstacle, too, is that I'm really not a very good boss of myself.
Mm-hmm.
I am the most friend, nicest boss apparently, because I let myself go all the time. I'm like, just go take a break for a week. You don't gotta do nothing. Like, but I don't get paid. You don't get paid if you're taking breaks that long.
Yeah.
That's my obstacle. Is really like I'm not disciplined enough.
I'm the complete opposite. My husband tells me all the time, you never relax. You're always busy doing something, whether it be research or search, picking or doing my listings or taking photos or organizing or always have to be busy.
I'm in this room pretending to be busy. I feel like as long as I walk in the door, then I'm working. But I'm not doing anything at all.
I think the fact that I had to relearn everything had a lot to do with me getting in the habit of being consistently working, because I had to, really buckle down and focus. And then I just got in the habit of always being busy. And I realized I actually enjoy being busy almost all the time, because then I feel like my time has been used, productively. I always say idle time when I see people just sitting around not doing anything.
Oh, are you the one that keeps saying that to me? I hear it all the time, and I was wondering where that was coming from.
I'm a workaholic. What can
Jeni,
I say?
what kind of obstacles do you have? What are your biggest obstacles?
I think my biggest obstacle was going from part-time to full-time, because working as a reseller as a hobby to working at full-time to pay your bills and reinvest in your business is a complete difference. It's really hard to make that transition and realize that this is it. And also that the only money you make depends on how much money people want to spend with you.
I think that's a huge that's a big difference in a lot of business. I know my business mind is different than your business mind. Like, my motivations are probably different because, I know April's supporting a household, with her money, and Jeni, I know you're full time and that's your main income, and my income is not, my income's not live or die. You know what I mean? And so I feel like I'm not in. I've talked with April about this, that I spent a lot of time in survival mode. That now that everything's kind of stable and my husband pays the bills, and that I got lazy and I stopped. I lost that hunger, that drive for gotta survive, so by any means necessary type of thing. That now I'm just gonna sit here and look at the computer, let's see. April, do you have April just went full time. So what was your biggest obstacle?
Yeah, I just left my job. I left my job at the end of August, beginning of September, and I'm like Robin in the sense that my boyfriend will tell you I'm always working. I don't know how to turn it off, ever. But my biggest obstacle is actually space. I have space issues. I pay $150 a month for a storage unit, and I'm completely surrounded by the time, and it makes me really anxious.
Do you get overwhelmed by clutter? Are you?
Yeah, very much so. Which is why I'm considering taking the job for the free apartment.
Yeah, April's doing got her interview thing. You did that yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was my third interview, and I did really well.
Good. Well, she might not have space issues anymore. Maybe. What's up, Margaret?
Oh, I was asking what it was. What was the free apartment job?
It is actually managing off-campus housing at Youngstown State University.
Ah, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it would be really awesome. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have a big question. I think this gets asked a lot whenever women are talking. Do you have husbands or boyfriends that support you having your online business instead of saying, instead of getting a quote unquote real job? How do your spouses, boyfriends, family, kids, how do they feel about your business?
I think at first my husband was kind of when he started seeing the accumulation of stuff in our house, he was like, "What the heck is going on?" You know,
That's what my
it would
husband
kind
said.
of
He was
frustrate
like,
him a little bit.
my husband
But
was like, it
now
looks like homeless people live here.
Yeah. But, now that I've almost gotten to the point to where I make as much as he does at his regular 9 to 5 at home with our children, he's like, "Oh, it's fine." And as a matter of fact, when we go to like holiday parties and family get-togethers and things like that, he is usually the one who brings up what I do when people ask me, "Well, what do you do?" You know, he's like, "Oh, she does this and that," and then I can tell that he's proud that I was able to figure out how to do this, which is just awesome. So it
Margaret?
took him a little while to get there, but he got
Quite
there.
wrong. I said Margaret already. No, just kidding.
I'm on coffee restriction. No more coffee.
He's good now. When I first started, he was a bit nervous about where the money, where's this money coming from? But once I separated, I got my own business checking account so that it didn't intermingle with our money at all. There's an echo. But after that, he was fine.
Yeah, I did the same thing. When I started business, I was working part-time. I was a merchandiser. So I would go into Walmart, Target, Office Depot, and mess around with their products for basically in representation of larger companies like Canon or Epson or Brother or, the video game market, Sony, PlayStation, that kind of stuff. So my money that I was making working part-time, which wasn't a ton of money because I was only putting in at one point I was working just 10 hours a week, and then at another point I was like, I'm going to work all the jobs. And so then I was doing over 40 hours a week, and that didn't work for our family at all. My husband very much backlashed against that. He was, because I wasn't home anymore. I wasn't cooking, I wasn't cleaning, I wasn't doing anything. I was working.
Yeah.
So our level was good with me working part-time. And so I was using the money from my little jobs that I was doing, which I was only making $150 a week, something like that, and started using that to build up the eBay business. So his money never was my business money either. We kept everything very separate too. Because I think that probably would be an argument, where's our money at? Oh, I'm spending it to Goodwill. Look at all this awesome stuff.
Yeah. Well, I remember last year, it was right after Christmas last year, we were in CVS, and he sees me coming around he was, I don't know, getting medicine for one of the kids, and here I come with my cart full of, toys that were on clearance and stuff, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "No, it's not for the kids."
I'm spending the rent. That's what I'm doing.
But yeah, once I was like, "It's coming out of this account, and these things are going to Amazon, and this, that, and the other," then I don't know. We just had to have a sit down. He's gotten better about jumping out of the car when we see stuff on the side of the road now. When I say, "Jump out, Randy, get that."
Yeah,
The first couple times he's like, "Margaret, no." Now there was a bike, sitting, not on somebody's driveway, but out with the trash. I'm like, "Randy, get it, go get it. Throw it in the back of the van."
My husband's done the same thing. He's kind of done a 180 with it, that all of this used to be junk. This was all junk to him. Our house is full of junk. Your junk is everywhere. He constantly said that word, junk, 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 junk. It's junk everywhere. And but after things kind of built up and I started getting more successful, and actually just day before yesterday he was talking about, he was like, if my business doesn't work out, he goes, we could really make a lot of money doing eBay and Amazon. You know what you're doing. We could really make a lot of money. We should do that.
That feels good when they say stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like that reassurance that I really was doing something. I didn't have a hobby. I didn't have that's just what Deborah does, with her time. He really saw it as something that was, we could support our family with. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Well, I've been with my boyfriend for about 6.5 years, and so a few months after I met him, he taught me how to resell.
Oh wow!
I was trying to supplement my income, and he's like, "Oh well, I'll show you how to sell on eBay." I didn't know you could sell on eBay. I only knew you could shop there. And he taught me how to sell on eBay, and then man, next thing you know, yeah, he created a monster because I love it and it's fun, and we do it together. He's a reseller now, full time too.
That's
And
awesome. I wish my husband did that. Like, I sometimes wish like could help me and come in here and we did it as a, partners. But, he has his own business and this is my own business, and he at no point helps me like do this at all.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the other way around. The guys that meet us, they ask him, "How do you get her to do it with you?" And
Oh, really?
my girlfriend doesn't understand. She won't do it. But we do everything together. We have separate businesses. He has his own eBay, his own Amazon, his own Bonanza, all that other stuff. And I have my own business. But we work together. Like on days we like to go sourcing together, or when we're
fought over
detagging.
something? Have you ever
No,
fought
actually, we look out. No, we look out for each other.
Oh. Do you sell the same
So-
kind of stuff?
No.
Oh, well, that
So-
helps.
Yeah, I sell mostly women's related items, and he sells mostly men related items. And junk.
And
And junk.
So it works. It works.
what about you, April? Like, I never did ask you, like, because I know your son is, of having an opinion age. Like, how did he feel about, like, the change with your business, like, from working to being just mom at home?
His thing is, if I don't have a full-time job, when he gets home from school at 3:45, he would like me to be here. So I try to do that every day because that's a demand. At first, he thought I was just having a little fun, but as he started to hear my phone get busier and busier with the cha-chings, he realized that mommy's actually making money. And now he's pretty supportive. Like, for a little while, he was trying to source items himself. That didn't work out too well because he was putting more into the items that he could get out of them. Like, he had the proportions all mixed up. So we don't do that anymore. But my son he's great. He's an awesome, awesome kid. And my boyfriend, who I haven't been with terribly long, part of the reason that he is my boyfriend is because he kind of pushed me to leave my full-time job and be a reseller. He said, you have what it takes, believe in yourself and go for it. So he's super supportive, which is really awesome.
That's amazing, because I have, if you're a member of any Facebook groups that are kind of women-oriented, where, eBay Mommy or, some of the stay-at-home mom groups, you hear that a lot about, that their spouses or boyfriends think that the business that they do is stupid. And, they're not doing anything. They're wasting their time. They're wasting their money. They're wasting their resources, and
What I would say is keep at it and show them that they're wrong.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that my husband, I think the balance between when I first started doing it is that I continued to do the things that I was already doing. So there wasn't anything that got sacrificed by me doing the business. And it kind of got, it ramped up at a long, drawn-out pace that by the time I decided, hey, when I told him, I'm going to quit my job. I'm not going to do that anymore. I did merchandising for 7 years. And it was just last year that I decided, you know what, I think I'm going to go full-time. And I don't put in full-time hours by any means. I'm very lazy. But, I don't work another job. So, and he was supportive of that. I mean, I think because I didn't come at it with this crazy idea, 4 years ago going, I'm going to do eBay. It kind of ramped up to the point that, I was doing well enough to be able to say, I'm going to do this. And he was basically, do whatever makes you happy. He knew I had a, fairly successful business, and my income was replaced, with my eBay stuff.
Well, and Deb, honestly, I think that at the end of the day, money talks. I know with me in my job, I was making $14 an hour, and at a certain point, I was costing myself money by going into the office for 8 hours a day when I could do way better doing what I do. So.
Right. Right.
That's true. That's true. We had another question. Teresa Gross wanted to know, Margaret, how did you get started selling on Etsy, and do you have any? I think she's asking like if you have any tips and things like that. You're muted. Margaret just gave out all the secrets. You missed it.
The end. Yeah, I heard an echo, so I thought I'll mute myself and see if that fixes it. But yeah, so when I started, like I said, I started selling some of my grandmother's things, and it was slow getting started, and I hear that a lot, that it's slow. But there are things, it's a little more social than eBay, so, if people follow you on eBay, it's neither here nor there, I think. But on Etsy, the more people that follow you, the more people that favorite your items, it shows up in more people's feeds. So if I list something, and I've got 1,300 followers or whatever, everybody that follows them it shows up, so it gets out there more.
I think that's where I miss Etsy. I don't follow those social rules.
Yeah.
So I post things, but then I don't do anything with them. I've only posted about 4 things, but I guess I don't play the game that you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I like your stuff, and you like my stuff, and we'll share each other's stuff, and you be my friend, and look at my items.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a front. You have to kind of front load it in that way. I mean, but now I don't do it quite as much at all. Like when I first started, I did go through, and on some, like on YouTube, I wouldn't do like, can like my page and I like your page, that kind of thing. But on Etsy, it really matters because it means money, So, I mean, I would just do it when we were watching TV at night, and it was, I don't know. I need to make a video to show how to do it.
Do you Pinterest do you pin your stuff?
I do some, not as much as I used to, but the same thing. It's just sort of like if I'm on my phone at the doctor's office and I'm not listing, I can just sit there and pin stuff while I'm killing time. So,
Jeni, I know you do mostly clothes. Do you do any Etsy at all, or?
I have not. I've posted a few items. I haven't sold anything. But you know what? Poshmark is like that. Like they want you to follow and like it and share and all that. So normally I sell my item on eBay first because I cross sell.
yeah.
But I still make sales on Poshmark. They, they like to shop there, so it's a good place.
Yeah, it's the same thing, that I do on Poshmark. I sit there with my phone at night and, like and share and all of that stuff on Poshmark.
Do you think Poshmark is like the equivalent of Etsy but for clothes?
I don't really know that much about Etsy, so.
Margaret, you should know. You
Repeat the question.
The Etsy goddess.
Is it good for clothes? Is that what you said?
I said, because I was asking them if they thought that Poshmark was kind of like the Etsy of clothing.
Sort of, but it doesn't have to be old, though, right? Because I know...
No, yeah, it's all new stuff, yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I know another lady who does really well on Poshmark. So.
April, do you do Poshmark?
I do not.
But you do clothes, though.
I do. I sell clothes on eBay mostly.
Girl, you need to get on Poshmark.
I do. I really do. And I've been thinking that for a long time.
Do you change, Jeni and Robin, do you guys change the way that you write your descriptions, the way you present things, like on Poshmark as opposed to eBay, or do you do it exactly the same copy back and forth?
No, I change it. Poshmark is mostly a mobile app only, so you do everything from your mobile device.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't add measurements and all that. I just say fluffy pink sweater. And they're
Really?
like, I want it.
And people don't need the measurements or anything? You just...
They don't ask me for it ever. No.
And that doesn't bring, like, returns? Like, that this doesn't fit, or...
I've never had a return on Poshmark.
Wow. Huh. That would be interesting, because I know some people are like, I don't like selling clothes because I don't want to do the measurements.
That's a pain.
It does take a long time.
When I started, I thought I was going to sell clothes. You know how I am about clothes. I'm like, I'm not selling clothes. But when I started, I thought I was like the woman raking before raking existed. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to sell men's clothing. And because you could go get it for 99 cents, you know, like,
Right.
and as long as I sold it for $5, I was in it, you know. But and so I went out and bought a bunch of shirts, you know, for 99 cents, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And if you actually look back in my feedback, I think there's some clothing feedback. I don't know if it tells you anymore what the item was, but it used to. And I had sold some shirts that I bought, and I actually have a scar on my arm from where I burnt myself ironing a shirt so that I could take pictures of it. And I was like, I don't iron my own clothes. Why am I going to sit here and iron these things? And I was like, that's it. I'm not doing clothes. And those clothes just sat. But I would still buy them and put them in a tote, and they would just sit there. Like, over here hanging up, I have a Pendleton 100% virgin wool blazer that I bought because I knew it was a good buy, but I've had it for over a year and I'll never probably list it.
Sell it to a friend for cheap that will resell it. Make your $5, and then
my husband wanted it, but it's too big for him. So yeah. Let's see. We had I don't understand that question.
What's the best
This
pick?
one was asking, my fourth quarter has been very slow due to a major change in my schedule. Can or will I get kicked off of eBay? No, your account just sits there idle. It's not like you have to participate or they kick you off. So, I think she's worried about that, you know, will she lose her account or whatnot. No, you can stop selling and go back to selling. People like that don't even sell on eBay anymore that I know have gone over to Amazon. They just keep their accounts there because you never know when you've got something you have to sell on eBay. You can't sell it on Amazon.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the chat in a while. Did you see any questions over there, guys?
There was a question that you put up in the chat that said, what was your best pick? I'm interested in what everybody's best pick ever
Oh, did I
was.
skip that one? I forgot I even put that
Yes.
there.
I
Okay.
want to know.
April, why don't you start since you're at the end and I keep doing it in order. So we'll start with April this time. What was your best pickup?
Ever?
Besides your boyfriend. No.
He was a good one. He's a solid guy. My best pickup ever of all time was probably a classic Burberry vintage trench coat that I got for $7.99. And
Nice.
I resold it for $325.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeni, what about you?
I am not sure what my best pick is. I have a lot of best picks.
Everything.
Maybe the most surprising were Fry boots. I didn't know about Fry before I found them at a weigh and pay. It was 87 cents a pound, so I probably paid about $3 for them, and they were just in good condition, and I sold them for about 200. But the reason why it was such a good pick is because I didn't know about it. I just grabbed them because they look nice.
Yeah, the picks that teach you something for later on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know about Fry boots either. I picked up some the exact same way. I was like, oh, those are cool looking. Those look nice.
Yeah.
Let me see those because they had them back on a thing, and I think I paid I paid a little more for them. I paid $20 for them, but I sold them for $200.
That's how I learned about Fry too.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Margaret's like, what's this Fry?
I don't put it
Frye.
Yeah, Frye is a brand of boots, and they're very nice, boots, and they sell. I think they retail for on average they're about $300, aren't they? Just on average.
More than that
Like,
for retail.
I mean, I know there's a higher range, and then but yeah, they're boots, and I'm sure you've probably seen them. I mean, we're in Texas. I'm sure you've seen them. They have a really great resale value.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my eyes open.
Yeah. What about you, Margaret? What was your big old Best Buy?
I feel like everybody knows it already, but I'll tell it anyway. So I picked up these, it was a cufflink set, cufflinks and tie tack at a garage sale that ended up, I just bought them because they looked, they were golden color and they had a nice green stone in them, and I took them home. They didn't have any markings, but I tested them, and they ended up testing 14 karat gold and having, the green stones were jade, and so they ended up selling for $400. That was my best.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Robin?
Well, I would like to say it was a pair of shoes, but it wasn't. Although all of my best picks since I started selling shoes and stuff have been shoes. My best pick ever was actually, those business telephones, the ones that sit on top of the desk and, have the multi-line and all of that kind of stuff. It was a corded phone, and there was a whole bunch of them, brand new, still in the box, at the weigh-in pay. I think there was 14 of them or something. So I looked them up, and they were selling for about $50 a piece. And there's other resellers in the Goodwill and everything, and everybody's just ignoring these phones, and I'm like, dude. So I grab them all and I stick them in my cart and I wheel them up front, and they charged me $20 for all 14. And I ended up actually selling them to a state representative on Facebook for $450 in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
So that was nice.
That's great.
My best pickup was actually not even something that I bought myself. My dad was at a store, and he called me because he had an iHome, one of those little iHome things, and he was telling me about it, and he's like, it's only $7.99, can you look it up and see how much it's worth? And I'm like, iHome, everybody sees iHome all the time, the little speaker things. And I was like, well, yeah, it's like $25, and he's like, okay, I just wanted to make sure, it was worth my money. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not going to work for your phone, and that's for iPhones, not for hence the I. And he's like, oh, okay, well, let me put it back. And he goes, well, what's this thing? He's on the phone. Well, what's this thing? This is interesting looking. What is this? And gets to flipping it over, and he goes, well, look this up. And he gives me a model, and I look it up, and I'm like, Dad, put the iHome down. Go get a cart, please. And he's like, no, well, I was going to. I said, put the iHome down, just go get a cart, and put this thing in your cart. It was a coffee bean roaster. And they retail for about $600 or $700.
Wow.
And they're a strange-looking device, so this is why I know, why it even caught his eye, because it looks almost like a time capsule mechanism thing, and they're pretty big, and he bought it for $30, and I sold it in 2 days, I believe. It was really short, for $350. So
awesome.
Yeah. It wasn't even my pickup, it was his pickup. I'm not sure what I picked up that I sold, I picked up myself that I sold. But that was exciting. He was excited, and I was excited, and then we ended up actually spending all the money to do lame stuff like get my dog's teeth fixed. That was really exciting. But yeah, so that was my best pickup. We had a question asking, I guess it was based towards me, do I keep a list of recalled appliances? No, I don't. eBay can be pretty good about notifying you that something is recalled. I just, off of experience, kind of know some things that are recalled, or I'll remember in the back of my mind, I thought something was recalled, and I'll look it up and make sure. Since I tend to pick up the same stuff over and over again, I kind of just know. And if I see an alert, I'll kind of try to pay attention and store that information, like, oh, Starbucks, barista machines are recalled, this is recalled. And But no, I don't keep a list. And I'm actually I'm going to get back into the parts business in 2016. But I'm going to actually have it be its very own store. I'm not going to mix and mingle the parts. They're going to be in their own store, and I'm going to, and I'm kind of excited about it because I like doing focused sourcing where I'm looking for a specific thing. It's almost easier because you just go in the store and you look and go, okay, they don't have it, and you leave, go to another store. You know, you don't have to spend an hour in there picking and pecking at everything. So I'm actually going to kind of, juicers, okay, these are the juicers that, and then have that as a, like basically a category in my store, and then the coffee machines, because I'm very familiar with them, but that might not be as much, or I might be very selective about the coffee machines I pick up just because they're always so dirty that I don't want to clean anything anymore, and so I'm going to have that. Like, I'm going to get back into parts, but it's going to be very focused, and because I just can't not use all the education that I've picked up over time. I can't just like scrap that and be like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I made a lot of money doing parts.
So what do you sell now other than parts?
Crap. No, I sell, right now what I've been picking up are, my dog's making me insane. I wish she'd be quiet. She's like outside barking at the neighbor dog. I've been picking up things like newer kind of shoes where I used to pick up shoes. Shoes was a big part of my business too. I used to pick up shoes that they needed to be fixed, or polished or whatever. Now I kind of focus more on just picking up the ones that don't really need any work. So I try to do comfort shoes, and that's actually, I'm going to have I want to have a store that's just for shoes. I would like to have where it's gonna be basically comfort shoes is what I'd like to have, where and that way that'll help too when I go shopping, because it's like, okay, well, I need to look at these shoes and I need to look at this, and then that's it, and then I'm gonna go to another store, and then I'll go to another store, instead of like how I do now, where I kind of walk all around. And like the other day I bought a Senseo coffee maker, because those will sell for used. You can sell them for $100 on a particular model. One, because they don't sell that model anymore, and it's not the one that was recalled. I picked up a latch hook kit that was brand new. That's actually going to Amazon. I've been selling lots of crafting stuff on Amazon. I don't know if any of you guys are or even pay attention to that, but I've been selling cross-stitch kits and latch hook kits and all that kind of stuff on Amazon.
Waiting to send in.
Yeah, it's really picked up lately. And then I bought a photo printer. I bought some shoes, really ugly running shoes. Look at these. Oh my god, and they're huge too. They're 14. They're like got this really thick sole that takes up half of the shoe. It almost looks like it's like for people that, those shoes that are for people that have one leg longer than the other. It looks like they're running shoes like that, where the sole is half of the shoe. But yeah, they're huge. Look at, they're like bigger than my head. I don't know why I always compare things to my head. I'm like, it's bigger or smaller than my head. And I've started sourcing stuff for Amazon a lot lately. I bought a handheld barcode scanner, which if you don't have one and you're sourcing for Amazon, get one. It was $73. And it saves me so much time because it's an immediate scan. The phone picks it up, and you're not sitting there holding your phone like, okay, take a thing, scan the barcode. It's so easy, and that's helped me a lot. So I started sourcing a lot of media for Amazon. So new in the package items. But yeah, no, I got a lot of changes coming up for 2016. I got kind of some big plans. Do you guys have any big plans you're trying to roll out, or changes that you're thinking about making, or?
Not so much. Just try to get organized.
I kind of gave up on that. I've decided that I gave it a nice, I tried, and it's just not gonna happen. So I was like, I'm gonna stop stressing myself out about it, about getting organized and constantly being organized. As long as I keep things functional, I think I'm cutting myself a break.
Or at least keep it from spilling out into the rest of the house. If I could keep it back in my workroom, but it just keeps spilling out,
That was one thing that I did recently, is I got everything into the office. Because previously I did things in 2 rooms, where I had the computer in the living room, and then I had, in here was where I would take pictures and store stuff and ship stuff and everything. And so I was doing things in 2 places, and it was spilling over into my living room, where I was leaving totes and stuff was around, and it just, my husband was, every now and then he'd just lose it. The junk is everywhere. Your eBay junk is just all over the place. But did I miss any questions in the chat? Yeah, I know you've been watching it, Robin. She's like, no, I haven't.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's see.
Tanya wanted to know if this is going to be the same time and everything.
It is, and I haven't discussed it with you guys yet and I haven't decided if it's something that we're going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays, or maybe one week it might be Tuesday and one week it might be Thursday. So it's kind of, when I posted about it last night, I said Tuesday and or Thursday. It really just depends if you want to do it, and if we have things to talk about. But at least once a week, it'll be on a Tuesday or a Thursday, depending on whenever you ladies want to come on. I know we're not just, not everybody has the time to, devote to doing a show twice a week. It really just depends. But if you are not part of the Reseller Stew Facebook group, if you join the group, then you'll get the notifications. I'll make sure to post the links and let you know what we're going to be doing that week. And then also, if you subscribe to my channel, it'll give you an alert and let you know that there's an event scheduled, and it'll also let you know when we go live. So if there's something that we do maybe spontaneously, it'll let you know. Such and such is live. Does anybody have anything else that they'd like to share, or want to get this wrapped up today? I'm so happy you guys came on. I'm honored that you guys wanted to do this with me.
I'm excited you had the idea. It's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think that there's a missing market there for, women that are resellers, and people need to hear from us. I'm just trying to scroll back and see if I missed anything in the chat, and then I think we'll go ahead and just wrap this up for the day. But
yeah, so thank you everybody for watching, and thank you, Deb, for inviting me. And and Robin, Margaret, and April, it's nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
And I'm looking forward to more shows, and we'll have some good topics coming up. I'll make a list. Some ideas, and man, this would be a good thing. You're right. There's a missing market of the female reseller point of view, and because we do have a lot to do other than just reselling, and so yeah, it'll be a good thing. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But all right, well, anybody else have any closing statements for we?
Thank you for all of our watchers showing up.
It's not just us looking at ourselves.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and I will post it over in the group if we're going to be doing, next week, Tuesday or Thursday, or both, or whatever we're doing. But thank you, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Okay.